You man.
Joga a bunda pra cima. 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 Joga a bunda pra cima, 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 joga a bunda pra cima. 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 Joga a bunda pra cima.
Hello once again, everybody, and welcome back to Soccer's Overtime, your once again weekly look inside the San Diego Soccers and the Major Arena Soccer League. My name's Kraig Elston, joined by Tony Sanchez for Season 8, Episode 2 of Soccer's Overtime. What's going on, Tony? How are you?
Well, I looked at the calendar, and it's right around the corner. The season is here, and it was really exciting seeing some of these new posts and just people getting revved up for the season. It's going to be here very, very soon. A couple of days of shut-eye away from being here.
It's nine days away as we record on November 19th. November 28th is the day for the home opener for the San Diego Soccers, the season opener, as they take on Empire Strikers. We are here again, Soccer's Overtime, Season 8, Episode 2, and away we go. In the immortal words of Trevor Denman at the Del Mar racetrack. And away they go. Away we go for Season 8. We did have an Episode 1, a season premiere of Soccer's Overtime. It was about 3-4 weeks back. You can find it one back in the feed, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or any other audio platform. Feel free to go check it out. But now, here we go. We're going on a roll, our first weekly installment, and we'll be returning for you every week, probably with the exception of Christmas week, when there's no game and our broadcast would fall on Christmas Eve. So we probably won't do that one. Probably move the one for New Year's Eve. Nonetheless, with a little wiggle here and there. We're going to be on every week between now and the week after either the Soccers are eliminated or the Ron Newman Cup is lifted, or hopefully the Soccers lift the Ron Newman Cup. And then we'll have one more show after that. Here's what's coming up on this evening's program. We'll get you up to date on the latest Soccers news, including locking up Luis Morales long-term, the Hall of Fame coming calling for the great Kevin Crowe. We'll break it all down for you. Then at 6:30, we'll be joined live by the man himself, soccer's legend and captain Kraig Chiles, who announced that this will be his final season with the San Diego Sockers at age 41. He's getting ready to transition into more of a coaching role, but he is still very much the captain, the voice, the heartbeat, the soul of this team. He'll join us at 6:30. We'll find out what's what, because training has been underway with captain's workouts for about a month, and then official preseason is in its second week. We'll get all the latest from KC. Then we'll give you some exciting looks inside what's changing at Front Wave Arena for the 2025-26 Sockers season. We'll give you a look at the promotional schedule that the club has come up with, and we'll let you know why you're going to want to start showing up early for Sockers matches. Ooh. You're going to start wanting to get there right when the gates open for Sockers matches this season. We're going to roll it all out. We talked to the team about it today. We'll talk to you about it here on Sockers Overtime, the show of record in the Major Arena Soccer League. Thanks to all of you for being here. Please note this time slot, Wednesday at 6 p.m. We've been Tuesdays most of the Sockers Overtime run over the years. We used to be Tuesdays at 5 with me and Jerry, and then it kind of migrated to 6 with you and me, Tony. At least for now, we're going to do Wednesdays. And the main reason is why my son, who's now a freshman in high school, 14 years old, he's on a swim team. And the swim team practices Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I have to take him on Tuesdays. I'm the chauffeur. So I'm not going to do the show from the car. So, we're going to move it to Wednesdays. For now, it can absolutely move over the course of time. It could move to a Tuesday. Like I said, New Year's Eve week, it could move to a Tuesday. If his schedule changes, it could move back to Tuesday. If one of our schedules changes, it could move back to Tuesday. But for now, we're going to be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. And hopefully we'll hold the time slot for the whole year. Also, we were off audio for a season. We're back on audio. So if you're catching this on YouTube, but you used to prefer to take in this show audio way, check us out on Apple Podcasts. We're back distributed through Spreaker. The show will be up by the morning on audio. So you can check that out either way. And wherever you are, if you can give us the kindness, if you're here with us live on YouTube, of hitting that thumbs up right now. If you happen to be watching a little bit later, hitting that thumbs up right now on the course of the replay that you're watching, that would be super appreciated. Leaving comments, helping with the engagement of the show is also super helpful. Of course, subscribe to this. Get put the alarm bell on so you know when we go live, because I said it might migrate over the course of the year. It's a great idea just to subscribe, and then you'll know not only when we go live, but when Tony and Chiva go live, etc., so on and so forth. Lastly, if you are listening to us on audio, because we've been off for a while, got to rebuild that audience over there. So if you can hit that 5-star review, offer a quick written review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, all of those things help. On behalf of small content creators everywhere on the internet, thank you for your support. Okay, I'm done ambling and preambling, my friend. Let's get into it.
Absolutely.
Let's start with Soccer's on the field news. So I'll just let you know this deal was done a long time ago, but it was announced a week ago. The Soccer's locking up Luis Morales long-term 5-year contract extension that keeps him in San Diego through 2029, 2030. Tony. And of course, Luis, a player in high demand. He plays in Kings League. He plays for U.S. Futsal. So he is a guy that kind of comes in and out of the Soccer's ecosystem over the course of the year. But I'm happy to have him aboard, because this is a young man, 24 coming on 25, to see what the rest of his 20s have to hold in the indoor game. I'm really excited for what that could be.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, right? You see the movements that are happening with some of the veteran players, including Kraig, including Boris, just that transition into the next phase. And the biggest question that even fans had was like, well, what's next? How are they investing in this future? Here you go. Luis Morales. You already had Sebas already locked up as well and extended. You have a good platform of players that can go ahead and go long-term for this. And so it's really exciting to see what the future of the San Diego Sockers hold. And it's really exciting to see Mexican international player like Morales, being able to say, hey, I like what I'm doing here, and let's go ahead and run it back.
Now, let's be technical. Born in McKinney, Texas.
También.
US of A. Luis
Okay.
Morales.
Cade Powell plays in Chivas. Only, yeah, all right. It's the modern game.
Nonetheless, I'm just saying we get to have him on our team, not your team. But and by that I just mean our national teams where we are. Only place where Tony and I are contra, pretty much, is right there. But that's okay. That's fine. You guys can figure that out on your side. Yeah, I think this is really exciting. And just for the continued maturation of the San Diego Soccer's midfield, because obviously you've got a lot of age at the forward position outside of Tavoy. Tavoy just entering his age 30 season, but Nicky's 39. Kraig in his age 41 year, and heading to I wouldn't say warmer pastures on the bench, but just transitioning along as we go. But that midfield lost a young or in his prime spark plug in Brandon Escoto, who for 2 years has been in visa hell for the San Diego Sockers. And listen, nothing's changed this year. Brandon's not in the plans for 2025-26. So you add a Luis Morales and a Sebastian Mendez, and you get them on long-term deals. And then you've got these two young guys. You've got Costa, who's, 3 years older, I think, than those guys, but still a young player. Then you've got Charlie, who's right in his prime, in his early 30s. You've got Leo in his later 30s. You've really got this lovely Keiko Gontan in a similar age and experience situation. So you've got this really lovely mix, I think, Tony, of youth, electricity, ball handling skill, speed, power. Like, there's a little bit of everything to love in the Soccer's midfield.
Yeah, and it's get them while they're still young, where they're still able to learn and really have a moment to say, you know what, I'm not the master here. Where look at what Morales and Sebastian Mendez were doing over over Texas. It was just them. Like, those kids, those guys, those young guys powered an entire team forward and were part of one of the most prolific front threes that the league had. And so for them to then transition into somewhere where you can learn a philosophy, a style of play that's going to elevate your game is definitely something that these young players are looking for. And they're looking for that for those leaders. They're looking for those people to go ahead and teach them and mature with. And so it's awesome to see the Sockers invest in such a way for the future.
Look around, the team's got staying power for the most part, I think. There's obviously, there's a lot of core players on this team that have been aging and continue to get, a little bit longer in the tooth every year. But I still think you've got prime guys like Cardenas and Serta on the back line. You've got prime guys really at every position, and the opportunity now for transitions to take place. And, it's not out of the realm of possibility that a guy like a Luis Morales could go to a forward position down the road for the Sockers as Chiles and eventually Pereira probably, age out. Can I just pause and say it's crazy to me that Nick Pereira is 39, because he looks exactly the same as when he was 32, as when he was 26, as when he was 27, as when he was 34. Like, pick any age between 22 and 39, and he's kind of looked about the same. And I watch him and look at him and I'm like, well, Nick is in the prime of his career. So
this young whippersnapper, right? I mean, look, like some people, maybe even like Kraig looks over and it's like, hey, like that's the young Padawan, Nick Pereira. And
yeah, he used to be. But at that time, Kraig was the young gun. Kraig was just like 5 years out of college and just ripping and tearing the nets. And Nick was like, hey, Rook, hey, kid, what's going on? Now it's master and master working together. It's going to be fun. We'll talk to Kraig about that coming up in about 15 minutes from now, about 15 minutes from our live interview with Kraig Chiles. Angus asks in the chat, is Keiko coming back? Yes. I don't believe he is on the current MASL soccer roster. And I'm not exactly sure what the thing is behind that, but I mean, he was at training today. I've seen him at all the trainings I've attended. So he's there.
Proof of life sent. Got it.
Exactly. Like if he's there, I think he's going to be on the team. So excited to have Keiko and to see what the second year has to offer for a guy like that, Tony, because as you know, the transition to indoor, whether you're a young buck or whether you're an Elijah Martin or whether you're a Landon Donovan or whether you're a Keiko Gontan, there's a change going from outdoor to indoor.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something where you can really tell where the soccer IQ of an individual is, and Keiko has it. He's able to go ahead and slow the game down in a game that requires speed and incredible movement, and he's able to still play at his pace, but also move up in tempo and move up in the rate whenever he needs to. So him being able to really have a look, and he was almost a game changer when he started in the season last year, and it was something that a downshift even or a upshift, a different shift, a different gear than what the Sockers had because you didn't know what Poke was going to do. And when usually a play calls for a pass and move, he'll go ahead and do fancy dribbling past somebody or just look past and live to play another day and pass it back. And it's those little interesting notes that hopefully once now acclimated into the year with the team a little bit more, he can go ahead and develop into the same soccer's philosophy. Like it's going to be incredible seeing him grow.
Next item on soccer's on-field news. I think it's a net positive for the San Diego Sockers, Tony, and for eventually Xavier Snare-Williams, although certainly his winter clothing budget had to be extended a little bit. So as his contract. Xavier Snare-Williams signed to a 3-year contract with the San Diego Sockers and then loaned to Tommy Tanner and to Utica City FC, where he will play the entirety of this season. But the Sockers retain his rights for 2026-27, 2027-28. This is not an MLS deal. I don't believe we received any GAM or any TAM. And there's no purchase option that I am aware of either. There's also no restriction option. You might remember Frank Tayu last year. Whenever Utica plays the Sockers, Xavier's available for selection for UCFC against us. But with the writing on the wall, Tony, of a Boris Pardo, Chris Toth tandem in net, the two greatest keepers in the history of the MASL working together one last time, this incredible last dance feel to what's going on in net. Xavier wasn't going to have a place to play this year. There's no Sockers 2. There wouldn't be the chance for him to draw every day starts or every game starts, I should say, in MASL 2. So instead, what better thing for a young man at this stage of his career than to play in MASL 1, to play for Utica, to play for a team that, as Andrew Coughlin moves on there, is in desperate need of a regular goalkeeper. And he's going to face the fire in Utica. He's going to face all the shots, and he'll play on the small field in Baltimore, and he'll get this opportunity to grow in front of great fans and a really good organization in Utica. I think it's great for Xavier, and I think it's great for the Sockers because as Xavier grows, he's growing into his future role to come back here with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely the prime of a goalkeeper, it might vary from indoor to outdoor, but it's around the 30, 31, 32 range. And so, Xavier has a lot of time for him to kind of mature into that role and become the keeper that he wants to become, right? It's almost having a chance to go and do a residency as a doctor. You get to choose your specialty. What kind of a goalkeeper are you going to be? Develop into it. And this is very exciting for him to say, you know what, a different play style, a different side of the ball. But look, honestly, with the amount of play, there's going to be a lot of parity in the 8 teams this season. And that means that he's going to face some times where upwards of 20 shots a game. And that's just reps. Every single shot that a goalkeeper take is a rep, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to have the ball at your feet and distribute and, work with these small field because who knows what might happen in a couple years, and Mexican teams are allowed back and say, all right, you can use a different little field, but hopefully we'll see what that entails. What quién sabe?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, quién sabe. If
Who
I speak, I
knows?
get in trouble.
Uh, hey, look, I wish Chihuahua was there. I wish we had the mountain to climb
Yeah.
this year. I'll probably say that. You'll probably hear me say that 20 times over the course of the season. I wish we had that mountain to climb. I wish we had that challenge to face and to defeat. I think this team might have been up for it. I think this might be the best team that's been put together. Bringing Chris and Nick back to a team that still has all the other guys, like, unbelievable. So I think this team could have done it, but we'll never know. As Kanye West famously said, I guess we'll never know. But they get to fight for this Ron Newman Cup, which counts just the same as last Ron Newman Cup. And Xavier will be fighting for that same cup. He'll be doing it with a pretty good team in Utica. Who knows what other moves Utica makes? Who knows what kind of year they have? But they're going to have Xavier in net, and we'll see what that looks like. And I'm really excited, honestly, to see what it looks like. Preseason training is underway, as I mentioned earlier. Captain's practices had started earlier than that, had started back in October, but this has been rolling now for a couple of weeks. They had a full scrimmage today at the Eki YMCA in Encinitas, which I was told was what's the best way to put this? Like not all-time soccers, but only soccers versus soccers who were former strikers or at some point played for Empire along the way. The Sockers won, just like normal. The Sockers won. But good stuff, hearing good things. There's, as always, there's little nicks and bruises over the course of preseason. And also, like, Costa was coming back from Kings League. So I don't know what he might have, picked up over there. But, stay tuned in terms of our first 16. We'll find that out all together 9 days from now. But full scrimmage, a lot of high spirits. I was at their La Mesa training, which was when it was raining last week as well. Everyone's looking good. That was the last day Xavier was there. And really excited. I know they're doing some team bonding stuff tomorrow, and they're ready to get after it in about 9 days. Here's a quick little thing for you, though. Number changes.
Ooh, those are exciting.
Nick Pereira can't wear 10, just like no one's been able to wear 10 ever since Casdana tragically passed away, and the club retired the number 10 with Casdana. It's not, no matter what, that was pretty good decision to have Casdana and that number 10 all time put up in the rafters. So what to do? Nick is going back to the number he wore as a rookie in 2010-11. He is number 77.
Nice.
It's kind of interesting, that number, because Brian Farber has worn 77 at one point in his career. I think Felipe might have worn 77 at one point in his career, him or Juan Gonzalez, and Nick twice now. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a hockey number, 77.
Yeah. It's a throwback to, a different sport you start looking at. But then again, look, there's legendary numbers. There's a 37 that's absolutely legendary too, right? Like, that's not a typical football number, but it's been made into one here locally.
Jesus Pacheco had been wearing 9 elsewhere. Tavoy Morgan has number 9 here in San Diego. Jesus Pacheco will wear 91.
Okay. All right.
He'll be the one, right? As you know, I do a numerical roster. He'll be that last name on the roster every time. But last on the roster, first in our hearts, Jesus. Don't worry. All love. But 91 for Pacheco. This is the one that's interesting. Chris Toth in his entire career has worn 31.
Mm-hmm.
He wore that here. He wore that in Empire. He wore that in Tacoma. Mitchell Cardenas has 31.
That's Mitchell's. Yeah, is that Mitchell? Yeah.
Apparently, he still has 31. So, guess what Dad did?
Oh, wow.
Zoltan Toth, Hall of Famer Zoltan Toth,
Wow.
has asked for and received for Chris to wear number 1
That's
this
incredible.
year. Isn't that incredible?
That is what a story. What a story within that story. And I mean, a goalkeeper. That's the number. That's why we like being goalkeeper sometimes. Because who's number 1? Yeah, me, the goalkeeper.
Right.
And that was retired, and to unretire it and have your pops beat. Wow, that is an incredible story. Like that's a jersey to get for sure.
Yeah. Like I have chills talking about it. Like that's so exciting. You're talking about decades of history of the greatest goalkeeping in indoor history, and the tie back, to Hungary and to everything, and all the times I've talked to Zoli and been with Chris since he was 18 years old, and for him to be back and wearing one, I saw it at media day and I was like, double take. I was like, wait, is that? I had to double check. I had to check with the inimitable Paul Savage. Is that his number? Yep, that's his number. Number 1. Let's go. It's really exciting to me. It's like, as a soccer's historian / geek / appreciator, whatever, aficionado, like, I love it.
Yeah, it's like a luchador getting the mask from the predecessor, and here you're bequeath the luchador to carry the name now, and you are now number 1, and honor it. And that's going to be incredible, being able to see that out at Front Wave.
All right, last thing before we get Kraig on board. Great announcement. And if you saw it, it came at the very end of last week with Marcelo Balboa showing up to Kevin Crow's classroom to just surprise him and say, hey, guess who's here? You've just been selected and elected to the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Kevin Crow, who is the greatest defender in the history of the San Diego Sockers. There's just no two ways about it. There it is. That surprise announcement. I mean, how sick is this, right? Kevin Crow's like, wait a second. I know you. Why are you at my door? I'm talking to coaches right now. Why are you here? What's going on? Why is there a camera? Because you're going into the Hall of Fame. And again, you want to talk about goosebumps. I mean, this is a guy who was the backbone of the great soccer's teams with the 10 championships in 11 years. He was part of 8 of them. He was a rookie in 1983 when the team was in NASL. He played outdoors and indoors in the same year. He went on to play in the 1984 Olympics for Team USA. But he was the Rookie of the Year in the NASL. Then the team moved to the MISL, where he was part of 7 championships in 8 seasons, winning First Team All-League 6 times and Defender of the Year 5 times. The true ones know, 1985, team down 3-2 on the road to Minnesota Strikers, and he kicks the game-winning goal off the line in the final minute.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
He played with San Diego all the way till 1996. He played through the CISL. His career and Phil Salvaggio's career actually, connected at one point when Philly was in goal for them in 1994. And Kevin Crow elected. Now he played in 2 Olympics, 1984 and 1988. He was 12 times capped for the U.S. men's national team at a time when they weren't playing like they are now, 40 matches a year or whatever.
Yeah.
It was much rarer back then. And just an incredible achievement. And I salute the National Soccer Hall of Fame for recognizing the greatness of Kevin Crow, who, I mean, absolutely is in the all-time starting 6 of just soccer ever. It would be hard for the Soccers to land some of their great forwards, whether it would be Kraig or Segota or V up there when you've got the guys who scored 1,000 goals up there. There'd be arguments in the midfield. I don't think anyone could argue that Kevin Crowe is one of the two best defenders in the history of the sport.
No, it's incredible, and it's this sense of pride that I get. Being from San Diego, the San Diego Soccers, now being fortunate enough to be involved with the Soccers, but in doing this San Diego FC verse and going and doing different podcasts from around the country, I always kind of sneak in like, hey, check out the Soccers, and if you're ever in town, like this and this and that, and more often than not, I get a pop nationally for, wow, the Soccers, this is who was there. This is who was there. I know the Soccers because of this. And just knowing that Soccers means so much to the fabric of this country's story of soccer is incredible. And the far reach, and it just fills me up with joy whenever I see that, because at the end of the day, guess what? The name San Diego is put up top where it deserves to be.
That's exactly right. And it's a true part of the history of American soccer that so many American soccer fans don't know. That's why it just always kind of lights me up to know that I'm involved with this organization and what it stands for. And I'm sure it'll be alumni night, but it's not locked in. We are going to honor Kevin Crowe this year at a match at Front Wave Arena, obviously. I guess we could drop down his 12 to raise it back up. I don't. We don't have to do that, but just bring him out to have him be celebrated by our fans, because this is an amazing achievement. All right, it's the bottom of the hour. We are live on YouTube at Soccer's Overtime, Season 8, Episode 2. Let's welcome in the captain of the Soccers, the all-time goal-scoring leader of the Soccers, over 500 goals in his Soccers career. Wild to think, right? And heading into a season that he's describing as his farewell run. I mean, Zé Roberto retired 50 times, so you never know. But here he is. Here's Kraig Chiles.
Thank you for the intro. No, I'm not pulling a Brett Favre. It's definitely the last year. We could start off with that. But I love seeing Z come back. The international game just put the cherry on the ice cream too.
Right. Hey, still on the MASL website, Eddie's on there, and I'm like, wait, we did the retirement ceremony. Hang on.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get things rolling, Kraig. Just his thoughts. We talked about it from captain's practices to full preseason. What have you seen so far?
So far, so good. We've got a really good squad. A couple key additions with Toth and Pereira and Pacheco and a few others, but the core group is kind of staying the same. So, we feel really good about this year, and I think the emphasis inside of our locker room and our group is to focus on ourselves and make sure that internally, we're not stepping on each other's toes, because if the players we have in our group can come together as a team, we're as talented as anybody in the league, without question. So we just want to focus on ourselves. We want to make sure that we're being good teammates, that we're kind of taking care of the little details inside the locker room and come together as a group. And it'll take a little bit of time, but so far everything's coming together great.
And I mean, as you're mentioning this, right? It's the start of a new season, the body, ya lo siente, you're feeling it. I mean, you mentioned the Brett Favre thing, but is this really it? We're just kind of going on to it. You're not going to get that itch. Cause I mean, as a soccer player, that has to be probably the most difficult choice to just come to, right?
Yeah. It's a little surreal, but they say, when and something kind of clicked for me, inside of my brain a little bit, that, it's my time is up, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm in such a unique position where I'm able to kind of call my own shot like this and not get pushed out the back door. And so, I don't want to be the one that they're like, looking at as somebody who's not adding a lot to the team. I think this year I can still add a little bit on power plays and free kicks. I'm gonna be limiting my shifts in the run of play, just like the last couple years, maybe even a little bit more so. But there's such an opportunity to be involved in such a good team and have a chance to win another championship. And I never wanted to retire too early, but I never wanted to get pushed out either. And so being able to kind of start the season by saying like, let's give it hell, boys. This is the last dance, I think is a unique and special feeling. I watched Anthony Medina do it and I was a little envious, and then I've watched players like Cheeky and many others, fantastic players, huge legends in the trajectory of this organization, and they maybe didn't get the applause or kind of the kudos they deserve. So I just think it's the best way to do it. And I'm lucky enough to have the support of the organization to be able to kind of call that shot as well. So it's nice.
And along those lines, Kraig, you always want to have a line of succession in a situation like yourself. And here comes Nick, who I was just talking about earlier in the show. I mean, he's 39. He looks like he was 32 or he was 27. I mean, Nick just is Nick, and he just keeps rolling. And the fact that you've got the two of you to kind of be great minds to work together this final year while you cede some of that time, you're giving it to the most dominant passing big man in the history of modern indoor soccer. Like, that's got to be very pleasant for you.
Yeah. There was a lot of, there were a couple phone calls made when Nick was considering coming back. And I think there was a lot of concern about how it would make me feel, and how, I would be now in this competitive environment with Nick Pereira and back to the 2011 days or whatever. And the truth is, I really wanted Nick to come back, and I was a fan of Nick coming back. I think he brings a lot to the table, and I really just want to put together a group to win the championship. And I think he added something that we don't have in our front line. And his pedigree speaks for itself, and what he's done in this league over the last 10 and 15 years speaks for itself. And so being able to have him and Tavoy, kind of counterbalance off of each other, and me kind of shoot in there randomly and maybe throw off the rotation a little bit, I think is something that is really going to be, positive for that front line. And I think it sets up, the future of the organization well in the next few years. Nick is, like you're saying, Kraig, Nick is not young, right? He's like 39 years old, I think, but he is a really good professional. He takes very good care of his body. He is in very good shape, and he has multiple years left in the tank. There's players that play long careers and short careers. And I heard Landon say this on his podcast, but it's really the wear and tear that your body handles over your career. And some players, like Nick chose the beach route, and maybe it saved his body a little bit. And I chose the futsal route, and maybe it banged me up a little bit. But, when it's all said and done, those are the moments that kind of make you a player. I may have a little bit less in the tank than Nick, for sure. And, him and Tavoy and Taylor Bond, to give him credit, has been in very good form too. And the front line, the target group looks uber competitive, and we're set. We're set for the next few years. We just got to make sure we can all find our place within the team. We can all find our role and kind of job within the group, and do it as a collective unit.
And so you mentioned exactly that, like setting up the future, setting up that competition in that midfield, an already stacked midfield. You add Pacheco. So what does it look like for a player like that to be able to break into an already established team? And how does that bode for a young player to just come in and have a chance to be part of something incredibly special here?
Yeah, a lot of the guys in the league, and you played with, and I knew Pacheco from when he was in Ontario as a young player. Then he made that trip to the East Coast, which for a lot of people is a huge learning experience. And they go out there and they're kind of a street baller, and they come back like a well-oiled indoor machine. Pat Healy does a lot of work out there, and a lot of the Baltimore guys do the same. And so I've been very surprised with Pacheco. He's a very good player. He's well-rounded. He is, I think, very, very solid in every asset of the game. He defends well. He runs off the ball well. He's technical. His left foot is very good. And he is he's an all-around top level indoor player. And, we might have guys like Gabby and Charlie and Leo that have a little bit more maybe flash or flair. But Pacheco is a grinder, and he works hard, and he's very smart, and he runs well off the ball. And he kind of does a lot of the X factor stuff, similar to Mendez, similar to Keko last year too, kind of that like gritty, do it all defending midfielder that can be a box to box player. He can get up there and score goals, and he's not going to lose his runner in front of the goal defensively. So he's been a great signing, and we need the depth. We need the depth. We have a lot of games, and it's going to take the entire team to get out there and compete in all these games. And I don't think there'll be tons of games where it's like every single lineup is the same. And I think there'll be some times where players are in and players are out. And, Pacheco will be he'll be an influential member in that very talented midfield group we have.
Well, you mentioned Taylor Bond earlier, and it's a good precursor to what I was about to ask you, because while this team has just an absolute wealth of depth at all three levels and in goalkeeping, to the point that you send out X to Utica, Christian Gutierrez is a gigantic part of this team. I mean, Golden Gutierrez and everything he's been able to do. And unfortunately, the Visa monster snaps up and gets another guy. And that's a guy that would run on for you when you were running off on the free kick a lot of the time. Right. Is it maybe Taylor for that spot, you think?
He's in the running to do that. There have been a couple other young dynamic players kind of in camp that they're looking at. And Bond is definitely an aggressive workhorse kind of player, and he could do that role. But he's been actually very good in front of goal this preseason. And I think he's been scoring a lot of goals, and maybe needs the reins to be pulled off of him a little bit. Gutierrez is a devastating hit for the whole club. It's the visa issue is a huge bummer. And I know there was a lot to be said about the Chihuahua scenario and the field and the dimensions and the quality of broadcasting. The truth is, losing all of the Hispanic players in the American teams to visas and them being allowed to gain all of those players was an epic advantage. And Christian and Escoto and the Rojos and Pollo and Contreras. I mean, you can go down the list of players that we had that we no longer have. Mojica, Perez. We were just talking about the hit that's had on the team. And what that does do is it puts a priority on Americans. It puts a priority on finding some young college kids maybe that you think you can develop and mentor to bump up into the level in the near future, because our Tijuana pipeline, which is unbelievably talented over the last decade, is going to be running dry here for a little bit. So we're going to have to detour and find players. I was just messaging with Christian. He's a huge loss. And, we're internally scrambling to figure out how to replace him. And it's not going to be easy, but, at the same time, we have such a talented group that, we lost Escoto, and I thought that would be a huge hit, and we kind of seamlessly moved on, and all drop out next year, and I'm sure everyone will just be fine, hunky-dory. So it's kind of like, when 98% of the group is moving in one direction, if one dude falls off the train, it just keeps going.
And then in this one direction that you're heading, right, is this now kind of looking into, because we've seen Nick and what he's capable of doing, and it seems like teams that he's been involved in, it just kind of means, hey, we have possession of the ball, look up, where's Nick? Let's find him. Is this gonna be similar in that case for the Sockers, or is it gonna be a little bit more well-rounded? Is it gonna be very Nick-centric? What can people expect here as Sockers come into this year?
Yeah, I do not think it'll be Nick-centric. I think the game plan for Nick is to do his thing and score goals and be a good teammate and make assists like he can do and help us win a championship. But, we've got midfielders that can take over a game in a drop of a dime. This is not the same team Tacoma has been on. Nick has been on with Tacoma, and so there's a lot of really talented players here, and Nick's going to be a huge part of that. And I'm sure he'll single-handedly win us 6 games, but I'm sure 15 of those games he just needs to be a really good player that plays target and lays the ball off for the players and does what he needs to do. And And if we can get that Pereira, then the championship is like right in our fingertips. And so Tavoy is a huge part of the game plan. Charlie Gonzalez is a huge part of the game plan. Gabby Costa, getting Gabby and Charlie on the ball and Leo on the ball is like everything for some of the target play as well. And so I really think you throw Tavoy out there and he bangs his body around, and then you get Nicky out there with this technical ability in his frame, and then you kind of sneak a Bond or a Keko or somebody who's high pressing and kind of running and gunning at him, and it just throws everything off, and it gives us that ability to kind of have targets that are doing different things, and it's very hard for them to kind of match up with us. And so Nick's going to be a big part of this group, but there's going to be no one that the offense is kind of centered around. And the last 5 years we've been focused on defense mostly, and a lot of this preseason is defense and low block and how we're going to defend and all this stuff, because attacking players attack, and we know how to score goals, whether it's transitional or whether it's us having possession in their half and them in a low block. And so we, the game plan for us is to limit opportunities for the other team, and we will find our moments to win the game. We have so many pieces to the puzzle that if we can just get bodies behind the ball, defend properly, we'll get the goals we need to compete for every game.
Along those lines, Kraig, you're down to 8 teams now, and we talked about the why, with Chihuahua, but also you've got Harrisburg stepping back, the Dallas, Texas zombie team situation resolved temporarily to them stepping back. But as a result, a lot of those players, appropriately, the ones who can at least, have filtered out to the other teams in the league. I know that Empire has picked up several players from the Dallas, Texas area. So what do you think about having 8 good teams in the league this year?
Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and maybe this half a step back was what was needed to kind of reset the trajectory of the league and get the right franchises in and kind of continue to push it in the right direction. But we saw this a little bit in the COVID run, where the talent just gets consolidated. Unfortunately for the players, which is for me the bigger hit, not the franchise, all of those talented Mexican players are not going to be in our league. And people are wondering, why don't we pick up Escalante? Why don't you grab, Vallejo and all these like unbelievably talented players? They're not going to qualify to play for Milwaukee. They won't qualify to play for us. And so it's really unfortunate to those players. They won't be able to filter into the league, but Dom Francis goes to KC. Some of the Harrisburg guys kind of jump. Baltimore might pick up 1 or 2. And so I feel like the 8 teams in the league are really solid and kind of well balanced, and it looks to be a fun schedule for the last year. I've looked at some schedules where I've been like, oh my God, it's the same team every single time. And I like going to KC a few times. Milwaukee on the schedule is great. Baltimore a couple times is also fun. So for me, the schedule is a little bit more balanced because there's less teams. It makes it a little bit more fun, and you don't have to constantly play the West Coast kind of rivalry games, although we have a lot of those. It makes for an enjoyable kind of spectator situation. So I'm excited for the league, and 15 teams, 12 teams, it doesn't matter. We're going to win this thing and hopefully grab that trophy and ride off into the sunset.
I mean, that's encouraging to hear, and again, makes me want to just have 9 days. Like, let's get it going already. But I mean, knowing that obviously it's still a competition, you still have to make sure that you are the best of the best. So, what does it mean for the Sockers to go ahead and just? What are the things that the Sockers need to work on moving forward and working on throughout the year as we have the year kicking off here in 9 days?
Yeah, indoor soccer is really about the small details. Power plays and free kicks become critical. Whether you want to set up kind of in a transition in a low block counter situation, or you want to high press up the field, are things that we need to continue to put a little work in. The build out through Toth, a little bit of a new scenario. Toth really likes, central run, central check in, and kind of that short pass to the bounce out. And sometimes we skip lines a little bit more direct, kind of dumping it into the glass too. So we just have to continue to gel, get those little details correct, kind of dial in and make sure we take care of the small things, because we've got the talent, we've got kind of the game understanding, and I think the balance of the team with some young dynamic players and some wily veterans, and so we just got to stay together, bunker in every single game. The expectation is the same. We're gonna play to win the game, and we're gonna play one game at a time and kind of push as much as we can. We have, our front wave winning streak kind of on the line that we want to uphold, and I think this year, as Kraig discussed today at practice, we're looking to entertain the fans, and we're looking to continue to build that momentum in front wave and bring those fans in early and dominate some performances and score a lot of goals and get the fans involved and try to bring them back. Our sport is unique and it's different, but it's honestly entertaining, and I don't think there's another sports, person, whether it's basketball or baseball or whatever, that would come to a game and be like, God, that was boring. I don't think that's the case. And so it's like, can we get them in the door, and can we make it fun? Can we give them a good experience? And can we do it early enough to kind of keep building that home field fortress? Because, people, it's tough to come down and play in San Diego, and we don't want to lose that mental edge we have a little bit on teams, where it's like, this is the Lions' den, and we're going to go to war to win every single game on our turf and on the road. And so people know they have to bring, 110% to even be competitive in front wave.
And I know Papi Chavo and the Brujos are going to be right there to help make that fortress impenetrable this year. And we're really excited. And we'll be talking more about that right after this. But last thing, and we'll let you go, Kraig. You mentioned it, kind of you get to your Kareem Abdul-Jabbar farewell tour here. I hope every city will have a gift for you. I don't know, but it'd be amazing. Wouldn't that be hilarious if that were true? But I know that the club is giving away a Kraig Chiles bobblehead this year.
Yes.
Are you ready for your bobblehead?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's flattering, exciting. I think my mom was like beyond thrilled, and a few of the Cardiff contingency and board members were pumped. So, I'll probably try to reserve 100 of them or something and see if I can maybe pay and put them in a box or something. But that's exciting. Obviously I've been here a long time. I know that they haven't done a lot of bobblehead nights. I think Julie V might honestly be the only one I've ever been involved of. And it was 7, 8, 9 years ago even. And so I know it's not like every year we do a bobblehead and we pick a random dude. So I appreciate that. I know it's a financial investment. And I will say, I don't know if it's gotten approved, but I would like to publicly say Juan Gamboa, the goalie of the Dallas Sidekicks, the former Dallas Sidekicks, was the one who mocked up the image potentially getting used for the bobblehead. So it's a cool spin. Maybe I should ask him for his permission. I did not do that.
Are you scoring on him? Is that what the image is?
But I'm at least giving him public credit, I think, right now. So he's a fantastic artist, and he drew this one of those character kind of things you would get at Disneyland or something. And I sent it over. I'm like, hey, I don't have a lot of big head pictures, but Juan Gamboa drew this, and they were like, oh, that's not bad. So it was cool. It was cool of him. Yeah. Funny small world. He ended up drawing the whole thing, and it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Fun season ahead. Keep on rolling. It was great to see you and all the boys today. We'll keep doing it, and we'll see you down the road. But thank you for helping kick off our week-by-week coverage here of the 2025-26 season on Soccer's Overtime. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to it. I'm a weekly listener, and I can't wait to catch the next one.
All right, buddy. See you then. Take care.
Cool. Bye, guys.
There he goes, Kraig Chiles. Wow. He's the best.
That's your guy, guys. Like everybody, that's what the excellence of execution looks like in the indoor soccer game. And I mean, to get a chance to have that farewell tour for him, he's just gonna enjoy every second of it. And it's one of those things where you always hear just any sort of professional athlete just have that moment of like, hey, this might be it. And that is the hardest decision that an athlete can make, is walking away from the game. But you can tell that he still has a passion, and he's not walking too far away from the game anyways. He's still living, breathing Sockers, and through. He bleeds
Always.
blue and gold.
No, he always will. And it's just so awesome to see, and to see where this club is and where he is in his stage of his career. I love the last dance feel for this season. I think that's just the exact right kind of feel and vibe you can have going into it, and understanding that this is going to be a special year. To wit, let's wrap things up with some off the field soccer's news. And tell you what, for the last several months, we haven't just been sitting around, picking daisies. We've been trying to figure out different ways to make both Front Wave Arena a fortress and also a place that families are going to want to come to a little bit earlier and stick around for over the course of the year. To wit, let's just talk about some of those initiatives very briefly. Supporters are back. As the growth of Los Brujos was something I was very proud of while we were at Pachanga Arena. When the club moved to Front Wave Arena and I was working on the radio, they had a Group 1 game. But otherwise, we didn't really have a supporter presence last year. But this year, Section 119 is for Los Brujos. And those tickets are on sale. And I just wanted to make sure that for somebody, and, I don't know, like I see Easy Money's in the crowd, just for example, who might not be on a Discord of one of the groups, but might want to be a supporter and be in Section 119, where you're going to be expected to be. It's even slightly different, honestly, Tony, than what, we'll be doing in the North End at Snapdragon Stadium on Monday, because the outdoor game doesn't have timeouts. There's fouls, there's goalkeepers rolling around, holding their knee or whatever. Or midfielders. I shouldn't. I'm not trying to pick on you. Not trying to pick on you. Not trying to pick on you, goalkeepers. No, I was just remembering. God, it was one of the NWSL matches I watched, but the Gotham keeper just like right as it was time for extra time, just was like, "Oh, my knee hurts," and laid down for a couple of minutes, and then just got right back up and kept playing. Anyways. You can find it if you are a member of any of the Chavos, the Locals, the Riptides. I believe Barra, because my man Papi Chavo is moving the link around. Or you can call the front office at Front Wave Arena with the code Brujos to get either single match or full season tickets. As always, it's the best deal around. It's always going to be the best deal around for supporters. So full season tickets pencil out to around $15 a game before taxes, and single match 18. And those are great deals, and it's all in Section 119. And go, and if you're a part of it, check it out. If you already know, but I want to let everybody who's coming know that feel that has made it so special to be at SDFC, to be at San Diego Wave matches. That feel is going to be at our matches, because those people are committed to this team this season, and it's really, really exciting to hear.
Yeah, it's part of the ¿cómo se dice? The essence of soccer is that supporter group, and that the palpitation of the heartbeat and going up, and just, you see the people just bobbing their heads uncontrollably. Like, it's like, what's even happening? Like, oh, you're going with the drums of the supporter section. So really great job what Papi Chavo has been able to do, and I'm glad that it's back. That's something that I will always look at the supporter sections too and be like, hey, it's your turn, guys. Like, let's go ahead and put San Diego up top. You guys want to say, hey, we support all San Diego teams? What's better than San Diego Soccer? So be a part of it, be a friend, tell a friend, and bring as many people as you can for that section. It's a great deal.
Yeah, EC Money asks, will flags be allowed? Yeah, everything short of, the smoke bombs will be allowed, because you can't have smoke bombs inside an arena because the smoke doesn't go away. It's funny how that works. But yeah, that is an absolute part of it. And I'm really excited, to see how it all comes together. Oh, what I was going to say was different is when we start, like I said, there's no timeouts. There's timeouts in our game. So the supporter section actually gets to chill, like, in between once per quarter, and then in between quarters, they don't have to roll through. And that allows the Soccers to do their run of show and the arena to do their run of show, because it's kind of a handshake type situation between the arena and what we're doing, the team and what we're doing, and the supporters and what they're doing. And working together, we create, hopefully, seamlessly high energy all the way through. To wit, first match is at 7:35, but I suggest bring your family out at 6:35, when the club will already be out on the field for warm-ups, because warm-ups are going to start 5 minutes earlier than they used to, because we are going to have throughout the hour stuff going on. So at the very
No, we're back. We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
Hey, what do you know? That 10-second gap that I told you sometimes inexplicably happens with my internet. It happened again. All right. As I was saying before, yeah, I think it was the Strikers. They've got an empire. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, our group, while you're watching the club warming up, our crew is going to be out finding kids, family members in the stands to participate in what starts at the half-hour mark, with a half hour to go before kickoff. So get there early to be a part of the show. Get there early to watch the club warm up. The club, we talked about this today. The club, at the moment that their warm-up is over, they're going to split up, head straight to the wall, and sign autographs for 5 minutes.
Oh, wow. Let's go. Let's go. I love that.
How about that? And then they're going to head to the locker room to get ready for the game, except for one representative from our team and one representative from the opposing team. Those two are going to go to center circle for a brand new thing called Trick Off for the Kickoff.
Wow. Let's go. Let's go.
And this is how it's going to work. We're going to find, again, we're going to be looking for people before the half-hour mark. So get there early. We're going to get 3 people out of the stands to be our judges. They're going to be sworn to objectivity. They're going to be sworn to be a fair and impartial arbiters. And then one player from our team and one player from their team are going to have 20 seconds each to do the best or as many tricks as they can with the football. Okay. Spin it, balance it, put it on your back. What can you do? You know, LT Gray, as far as I know, hasn't been hired yet in this league. So I don't think anyone's got a ringer yet. But who's got the best tricks on the team? Go and show everybody in the crowd. And then our panel will determine who was the best. And whichever team wins gets the kickoff for first quarter.
Oh, so wait, there was actual stakes for this.
Yes.
Like actual in-game stakes. That's actually
correct.
Really cool. Like,
yeah,
it's a kick. That's incredible. I actually really enjoy that.
You want to have the kickoff? You better win the trick off.
Heck yeah. I didn't even know this was a mechanic that was possible. I'm like,
Well,
okay, like tricks, like yeah.
Look, I want to kind of put it out there because in point of fact, the competition committee has to say the final okay next week. But it's been brought up to the league. It's been put through the league. Everyone here, listen, do you know how they currently determine the kickoff?
I'm not sure I do.
Well, let me tell you, it's a coin flip.
Oh, I was really expecting something different. I don't know why.
It's literally a coin flip. So we're replacing a coin flip with something fun.
Yeah.
There's been a little pushback about, well, that just means the home team's going to have the opening kickoff all 12 times. Well, what if our guy sucks?
Yeah.
Drops the ball.
Yeah.
I think the crowd would be fair, but to be sure, we're going to impanel 3 judges. And they're going to have to be fair.
I love this so much.
It's the trick off for the kickoff.
Like that puts immediate stakes. Like again, it sounds it's fun and it's exciting, but that does put an element of pressure onto that one player, right? Like imagine being the player that, the Sockers have been winning every single time, undefeated at home at Front Wave Arena, and then you're the guy that drops the dribble, the ball, and then you're just there and you lose. Go back to training the next day, you're going to be called out as the guy that dropped the ball. And that does recreate some pressure and internal competition, but I love every aspect of this. I'm so in.
Right? I mean, it's just exactly, Alicia, something fun always going on, and that's our goal. And from 3, so the game's at 7:35 on opening night. So 6:35, the gates open, the team's already out on the field. When they finish warm-ups, they immediately sign autographs, immediately into the trick-off, and then as they go off the field, some of the guys who are not playing that night will form the Super Soccers, who are out there for the Super Soccers pregame show, which will involve fun, goofiness, races, various fan interactive activities, bringing people out of the stands to compete in this or that. Sometimes our Super Soccers competing against each other in this or that. And that'll take place in those 15 minutes where they used to just have like music playing or something.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to the actual introduction of the teams and the game itself. So by the time the gates open, you want to be there because you want to see the team warm up, but you also want to get the chance to have your son or daughter get picked to be in one of our races or one of our whatevers, right? One of our various games that we're playing that night. You want to get those autographs right away. Why not get those even before the game? So get those right away. You want to see the trick off, and you want to see the Super Soccers pregame show. There's something for every minute all the way up until kickoff where you're going to have the best team in indoor playing the best schedule against an 8-team condensed, exciting Major Arena Soccer League schedule with the best supporters in the history of indoor, Los Brujos, right there to bang the drums, wave the flags, sing the songs, and carry the energy that we know is San Diego soccer, a soccer city, a soccer stronghold, a place of greatness. That energy that we know fulfills the 18 cities of our county.
Absolutely. Flow into Front Wave Arena, guys.
That's it. Bring the flow into Front Wave Arena. That's what's happening game by game. Oh, what if we did also a promotional schedule where we're giving away at least something every single game this year? Check. Tick that box. Soccers are doing that too. Here's what's going on. Soccer's theme nights and giveaways. All right. T-shirt on opening night. in addition to just seeing whether we can, get this plane in the air on the first night or not. Come see the spectacle and t-shirt giveaway on opening night. Then on our second match against the Wave, with a special ticket, you get a Soccer's Ugly Christmas sweater. Incredible, but everyone gets these very nice crew socks. San Diego Soccer's crew socks. I'll be wearing those. Chile winter nights. There's the hat giveaway for December 30th. How about that?
A sick hat.
I'm wearing that for sure. Nice little white band there. That looks like one you could wear at the golf tournament for the Soccers this year. January 3rd, before they go on the rest of the month on the road trip, everyone gets a car flag on military night. And with a special ticket package, you get a really slick cooler with the Soccer's cursive script on it.
That's already the one that was asked of me. Hey, like, how
the
can I
cooler?
get a cooler? I was like, okay, well, you're going to have to get a special ticket. So it's not going to come easy.
Theme game. As Don and Mudd always do. Theme game. February 1st. Oh, that's cute. Soccer's friendship bracelet and cowbell giveaway on Kids Day. And by the way, I just love the 3 o'clock starts. Starting on December 7th.
Yeah, let's go.
Sundays at 3. Why do we have to wait till 5? Why do we have to wait till 6? Let's go ahead and do this and still get out when you can see some sun in the distance, and you can still get home for Sunday dinner, and you can still get homework in and get everyone to bed at the regular time, and you're not worried about that even if you're in East County watching the game, or South County watching the game. So 3 o'clock. The only times it's 4 o'clock is when the team has played the night before and is traveling.
Got it. Yeah.
So there you see alumni night, February 7th, Kraig Chiles bobblehead giveaway. And I would imagine the night that we honor Kevin Crow as well. I would just suspect that would be the case. Let's sell out Front Wave Arena on February 7th for this incredible night and honor both Crow and Chiles that night and see all the rest of the alums out there running around. I mean, come on. We love seeing Quinny out there every year. It's incredible. So we'll check that out. February 15th, scarf giveaway and community day. And that's where JG is going to be rocking it and bringing in all of the different community connections from throughout North County. February 27th, Star Wars night. Everybody gets a lightsaber thunderstick, of course, because lightsaber thundersticks. You do this. And then a special ticket package. Get a Star Wars Soccer's themed t-shirt.
Ooh.
Hey, right? Because of course they always have the jerseys, the Star Wars themed jerseys, and you can get that. And that's special too. But for somebody who doesn't want to spend the whatever it is, $80 or whatever, you could just do the slightly upgraded ticket package and get the t-shirt. And that's the only way to get the t-shirt. So pretty sick deal. That's Star Wars night, February 27th. Wow. Sunglasses giveaway, March 8th. It's like Back to the Future. I just watched that with my son over the course of the last weekend. That's pretty much what Doc Brown was wearing on the way back at the very end of Back to the Future.
And here we are in 2025. Giving away these sick glasses.
Right? Yeah. Right. Just 10 years after Doc Brown visited the future, where all the cars were flying. What happened to the flying cars? I'm still trying to figure that part out.
Yeah, they're out there. They just, yeah.
Hispanic Heritage Night is March 15th. And unbelievably, everybody's going home with this Lucha Libre mask.
That is incredible. I love that. Yes.
Could they get through security? On the way out, I guess so. And then with a special ticket package, you get it's a different Hispanic Heritage themed, super sick soccer scarf, probably the one you really want this year. I assume we're playing someone we want to beat on March 22nd for Vuvuzela giveaway night. Please come nonetheless on International Soccer Night. You almost don't want to promote Vuvuzela giveaway night. You just want to do it. You know what I mean? Last but not least, on a year of honoring Kraig Chiles. Fan Appreciation Day, March 29th, the regular season finale, Kraig Chiles replica jersey giveaway. Holy cow. So you got the bobblehead and the replica jersey at the end of the year. What a way to remember the greatest soccer scorer of all time and the modern soccer, the modern Mr. San Diego Soccers, Kraig Chiles. You'll have that bobblehead and you'll have that replica jersey. So super, super sick. I think the best giveaways they've ever done. I can't take any credit. I'm just watching it going, wow, this is great.
Oh, that luchador mask is the one for me. Like that was a circle. I'm like, what? Like, is special ticket? No. Oh, okay. Everybody gets it. And there is a divide between, some of my personal connections and lady friends also say, hey, this is a cool cooler. I like that. Most of my guy friends are like, that lucha libre mask, that's mine.
So with that, another promotion from the Soccers, your friends, the Soccers, for the opener. Of course, our home opener is next Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving, which is known from corporate buy everything land as Black Friday. Well, the Soccers say, how about a completely different turn? How about Blanco Friday?
Let's go.
4 tickets to the Soccers home opener, 2 Soccers scarves, and a bottle of Blanco.
What can be better?
Courtesy of our friends at Calafino Tequila. Blanco Friday ticket packages available now. Go to sdsoccers.com, go to frontwavearena.com, or give them a call and get yours for Blanco Friday. Now, if you drank the whole thing, that's going to turn into a Black Friday of a different kind. Blackout Friday. We do not recommend that. Please drink responsibly. Nonetheless, what a deal. I mean, you could bring home most of that whole bottle of tequila. You could just sip it responsibly and then bring the rest home. And the Calafino bottles are so nice.
Yes, 100%. And decent tequila. I mean, that was tequila. And it gets the job done for sure. Sure.
If that appeals to you, check out the Blanco Friday deal, and if it doesn't, I hope we've given you a lot of excitement and reasons why you'd like to come out to Front Wave Arena this season for the 2025-26 campaign. I'm really excited, Tony. I think if we can pull this off, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and look, like independently too, like there was feedback from the fans, and you can tell that the club is listening and being intentional about these things and making a stride to make sure that the community is built. I mean, even Kraig said it like the fans are so much a part of this team and the community aspect that, the questions were there and hey, they're moving up to Oceanside. What is it gonna look like? And people have come out and people who are there are enjoying it. Fans of the Soccers who have been fans for years are welcoming everybody with open arms. And now it's time to build. And I think these are the steps in the right direction in order to make sure that happens. And those giveaways are just fun. I mean, you're talking about the pre-match, all these different ways to really get a value for your entertainment, right? Too. You're competing against so many other things. And now, this San Diego Soccers ticket has exponentially almost doubled in entertainment value on its own. So by that, hey, you enjoy some indoor soccer? Great. You want to see smiles on people's faces? Great. If we combine that and have a great time out there, great. Let's go ahead and do that all at Front Wave Arena.
That's it, man. That's it. Let's, if it's a 3:00 game, let's get the family out there at 2:00 on a Sunday. Be there when the gates open. Get ready for all of the craziness and the fun that's going to be happening. That's going to rev you right up into the most fun sporting event that you go see around, and you come out of it and you go, oh my gosh, I want to be back for the next one. I want to see what they do next. I want to see how many of these crazy goals score. I want to see who wins Soccer Taskmaster this week. Soccer Taskmaster.
I like that.
Put a pin in it.
The creativity's flowing. And look, you had before the season started had told me about all these ideas, and I'm really happy that they're coming to fruition too, because again, it's something that is going to be extraordinary, not just for the fans, but the players involved too. Like, it's something different. It's a change of pace. It's having fun with it, and it's a aspect of soccer that, at the end of the day, it's for everybody. It's para todos, and this is going to really cement that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of bummed that I won't be able to jump into some of those. Might just
Well, I mean, I don't know how quick you can do the Superman and like jump into the phone booth and flip out of your suit and flip into your Super Soccer's outfit. But
yeah, no, I think the timer we did for the last media game was about 10 to 15 minutes of winded going up Pachanga Arena.
well, we can see. I mean, it's one definitely at least one level less to get
Yes.
down. So
Yes.
really two if you think about it. So maybe the windedness would decrease. But regardless, looking forward to everything. It's great to have everyone. I saw El Senor, Jerry Jimenez in the chat. Great to see you, my friend. Hope everything's great. See you Monday night. I'll look a little different, but nonetheless, we'll be back next Wednesday with season 8, episode 3, our official season opener preview. And I'll tell you already that our friend Christian Philly Philemon from the Empire Strikers, but also from the MASL front office, will be there to help us preview Sockers and Strikers. And we'll get ready for what I hope will be a really fun night at Front Wave Arena next Friday night. Tony, always indebted to you, my friends, as well as the incredible infrastructure. I say friends because of the infrastructure of SanDiego.Futbol with yourself and Chiva and Abe. Tell everyone how they can support and follow you.
Absolutely. So SanDiego.Futbol is the name of the game. That is the website. That is the outlet. Anything soccer in San Diego. I'm glad that we have the San Diego Sockers involved in it too. And La Casa del Futbol, the outlet for the people. SanDiego.Futbol. Go ahead and check it out. Kraig?
I mean, no question about it. The independent source of soccer journalism in San Diego. The number one. There's some other folks working hard, doing good things. But number one, SanDiego.Futbol. You can follow me on Instagram at 619 Sports and Life. You can, of course, follow our San Diego FC venture, the Chromaniacs. We'll be recording that tomorrow to get ready for that Western Conference semifinal on Instagram at the Chromaniacs, or watch us every Thursday. We're on YouTube. We're right over here. We are on audio. Wherever you get this podcast, you can get that podcast as well. Check us out on Thursday. Of course, check out Tony on Monday nights with 2 balls and a mic. Mondays at 8 o'clock. Padres Hot Tub is my Padres venture. We are in the winter now, but we do not sleep. So check it out. Patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub. That helps me directly as a content creator. So, and my patrons and friends, Chris Reed and Rafi Cantor as well. So with all that, we've done plugging, and we'll just plug on out of here. For Tony Sanchez, for Craig Chiles, I'm Craig Elston saying thank you for watching, and go Sockers!